What is up, everybody? Welcome to Rabble of Thrones. My name is Chris Taylor. This week we are going to talk about The Broken Man. And with me tonight, I have in the main Rabble studio, Tyler Hoskin.
Howdy.
And in the Rabble brothel, Taylor Burt, who's got a
Hello.
mouthful of something.
It's wine. It's all I have in my house right now. My gin's at Dave's.
Oh.
It's terrible.
What a shame.
Ow.
Yeah, I know. And I did not fill my glass full enough for this episode, so...
Yeah, you know what? And I'm like, I gotta get everything ready, and I didn't get a beer.
Damn it!
God damn it.
Man. See, that's why you gotta do what I do and have the beer fridge
Right.
there.
I'm gonna wait for there'll be a kid or someone walk by my
Go, "Hey, give me a
computer
beer."
room, and I'll just be like, "Yo, beer me."
Damn it, I got nothing here. Nothing.
So see, I hear a kid right now, so I got my chances here. All
Son,
right,
do you want daddy's love?
yeah, go get him a beer. So, the last time on Game of Thrones, pretty straightforward. It was all like pretty much the last couple episodes, so there was no like, hey, remember 4 seasons ago when this guy was there?
This is gonna be important. Give
Right.
it a second.
And I was expecting to see the Hound, and we
Yeah.
didn't get any of that. So,
We definitely got it before the credits.
right?
Which was so weird. I'm like, wait, did I miss the credits?
Oh yeah, I thought that was jarring too, because I had, and this is how sad my life is right now, I had a pot of just plain Mr. Noodles. Because I can't have MSG, so I can't put the powder in it, so I just have plain Mr. Noodles and put soy sauce on it.
Okay, soy sauce. That's got a little,
Yeah, so
little
I have
flavor.
my Mr. Noodles going on the pot, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go get them ready
Right. I've seen the.
during the credits.
Yeah.
And then
you
they
have
just
to
started
have-
right away, and I was like, but my noodles.
So we see
So
these.
that's all I've eaten today.
We see my notes like no music with a question mark. Like what the fuck's happening? And then I'm like, oh, maybe it's gonna be like a super long episode because some TV shows like when they're gonna go long.
That's what I thought too. I thought
Right.
they just cut the intro. To
Cut
do
the
a full
intro.
episode.
Yeah, let's get a longer episode. I would have been fine with that.
Yep.
So no music, and then it's people like building something.
Some kind of house.
I'm like, oh, what are we building? And
Did
then
anyone, I'm so sorry. I just didn't get to the Slack chat fast enough
right,
because I was about to type "get hype,"
right.
and then I just couldn't get my phone out and into the thread.
So-
It did drop into the Mr. Noodles, did it?
No, I'm good.
Oh, that would have been amazing.
Still working. No,
This-
I was like, my only regret is I didn't type it in the Slack chat fast enough.
Right.
As soon as I saw the second tree enter, I was like, get hype, get hype, get
Yep,
hype.
yep. So we see Ian McShane, which is yes, finally,
Yep, finally.
and he's such a good actor.
Oh,
He's so good. So I'm yes, Ian McShane finally, and then there's people carrying one log, and
There's,
then
like 4 guys carrying
yeah,
one
4
log.
guys, and
Four
then you see the start of another log with one dude carrying it, and it's like one dude carrying the whole log, and I'm like, I wonder who that is. And
did we all know right away?
Yeah, oh
oh
yeah.
god, yeah.
Yeah.
And then did they pan around and show his face? That's what it was,
No,
right?
he put it down first.
Okay, and then they pan around and show his
and then
face.
they pan around and shows
And they show us good old Sandor, Clegane the Hound.
Clegane Bowl,
Clegane Bull, get hype!
get hype.
Hype!
Get your tickets.
I'm kind of curious how they're going to work it in, because it's like
Hype, hype,
really,
hype.
it really doesn't make a lot of sense right now.
Well, I have a theory.
Okay,
Which I want to
let's-
discuss at the end of the episode.
That's what I was going to say. Let's
But
do
yeah,
that at the end.
it might make the hype either not happen or make more sense or something. Anyway.
Okay, perfect. So, we get the main credits again, and then we go back to this scene, which is so
At
weird.
this point, I got my noodles. But yes,
Okay.
it was weird.
Well, thank you for the
Noodles
noodle
okay.
update.
I got my noodles.
Okay, I'm glad we got the noodle update out of the way.
Yeah,
So,
you were worried about not getting your noodles.
the Hound is like cutting wood for firewood, and Ian McShane comes over and he's like, "Oh, I've never seen a man swing an axe like that before," and he's like, he says, what kind of man cut you down? And he's like, must have been like a monster. And the Hound's like, oh, it wasn't a man. It was a woman. And Ian McShane had a little chuckle about that.
Which was awesome.
Right. So then they go on and show like the group of people that he's with who seem like a bunch of like hippie
Followers, right?
tree huggers. I don't
It feels like a cult. It really does.
Right, it did feel like a cult. It did definitely have that culty kind of feel. Okay, so they sit down, and I guess he gives him kind of the story of how he found him, and he's just
Which is a quick for us.
right. It definitely totally for the viewers. And he's just like, oh, when I found you, I thought you were dead already. And then you coughed and scared the shit out of me. So I figured you'd die right after I put you on the cart. I figured you'd die a bunch of times and you never did. And he's like, what kept you going? And I love it. I love it. Hate.
Yeah.
So awesome.
Best response.
And then Ian McShane, who is a man of the gods, says, "Oh, the gods aren't done with you. There's a reason you're still alive." And he says, "The reason is I'm big as fuck and tough to kill," which is fucking awesome.
There were some great lines in this episode.
Not wrong.
And then my note is Ian McShane kicks ass because he is delivering these lines so perfectly. And so then they talk some more about what he's done. He's like, oh, I've done some bad things, and then he says, if the gods are real, why haven't they punished me? And Ian McShane says they have. So the Hound is back. How excited are we about this?
I'm hyped.
Get hyped.
But that's the redemption is thematic in this season.
It really is.
As we'll get there with Theon and Marjorie
and Jamie and
Jay. Yeah, it's
there's lots going on here.
Yeah.
So we go to Marjorie and the High Sparrow, and we find out who his new target is, which is Lady Olenna. And she like so he says, I need to speak to you about a first they're talking about the poor, and she says she doesn't like them. She pretended to, but they made her sick. And he's like, well, the poor remind us of ourselves, so we see what we look like without all our fancy clothes and perfume and yada yada. And then he's like, can I talk to you about something personal? And she's like, well, yeah. And he's like, well, listen, Tommen was here, and he's complaining because you ain't putting out. Basically.
Yeah.
And, you're his wife, and you have a duty, and apparently the wife's duty is to...
Well, they need an heir.
King Tommen needs to get laid.
Yeah.
Yep. Everybody wants the throne.
So, and he does say that the king needs an heir for what we're doing.
Yep.
So, okay, where are we here? Okay, Lady Olenna's the target. Oh, right. So he says, hey, I'm really worried about your grandmother. She's a sinner. Yada, yada, yada. So, Lady Olenna is who he's going to go after. So Marjorie goes to see her and says, you need to get out of here. But says it like, and because the Sept lady is with her. That.
Oh, yeah. Whatever her name is.
The confess one. The shame bell.
Do we think the High Sparrow knows that Marjorie's bullshitting?
That she's playing him?
And he just knows because he's like, whatever I need to do to get more power, I don't care. Like, are they kind of mutually playing each other?
I don't know. I think he's smart, but I don't know.
Like, I think he's smarter than we give him credit for. So I just, does he know?
I don't think so.
No, he's just truly like, oh my god, this worked. This has never
Yeah.
worked before.
It's never ever worked. It worked. Hey guys, it
Sweet.
worked.
I'm not gonna question this at all.
I honestly do. I think she's got him fooled.
Well, do you think we've legitimately got Tommen on the
Yes.
face?
Well, no.
Yes.
Tommen is doing whatever Marjorie says. That's what's happening.
Okay.
Yeah, Tommen, absolutely.
Well, Tommen's whatever Marjorie says.
Yeah.
So
he's just playing dumb because he can't act worth shit.
right. So yeah, but I don't even think she's got him looped in on the plan.
No. That's what I mean.
She's got him looped in where she needs him to be,
Right.
and that's it.
Only as much information as he needs to know is what he knows.
Exactly. So, so yeah, so she goes to see Lady Olenna, and he says, you need to get out of here. Oh, and they talk about Loras, and she's like, well, Loras has to give up his, title and his name, and he can just confess his sins, and he'll be fine. They'll let him live. He'll be free, and Olenna, Lady Olenna, does not like that at all.
No.
So then she's like, no, you need to go now. I can't. I can't. Oh, that's right. And then so she's like, I want to talk to you alone, and the Sept lady's like following them.
Yeah.
And then she's like, I could give a whistle and have my men come in here, and give you a good bashing.
And they wouldn't stop.
And they wouldn't stop if I told them to.
Yeah.
And Marjorie's like, holy shit, don't do that.
Yeah. Stop. So then she's like, you need to go home. And then she gets down on her knees and slides a paper to her. And how this other chick didn't hear the paper because it was so fucking loud. It was like this. Right? So I'm sorry to our listeners. Chips? It sure was Lay's salt and vinegar.
Oh, bitch. I've just had noodles.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm
I would send them to you through the internet if I could.
Thank you.
That'll be the day.
Yeah, I can't wait for that day. Hopefully in my lifetime.
Listeners, send me food.
And buy her house. See, the reason she can't eat is because no one's bought her house yet.
No one's buying my house. I can't eat.
And then my note here is I knew she hadn't changed. I just had that feeling, and this seals it, right? That she for sure is playing a game here. So Lady Olenna goes outside.
Game.
Yes, definitely. So Lady Olenna goes outside, opens up the note, and it's a rose. And I guess that's to signify, hey, I'm still me.
I'm still loyal to, because their sigil's a rose.
Right. So I'm still me, but you got to get out of here. So listen to what I'm saying. You need to leave.
Leave now.
So,
I'll be fine.
So then we get, oh boy, my door is slamming. It does not like the wind. So Jon is asking for help from the wildlings. I love how Tormund just stands up and he's like, he died for us, and if we're not willing to do the same for him, we're fucking cowards.
Yay.
I'm like, way to go, Tormund. So the first person to be like, yeah, I'm in, is the giant. And then
Snow.
Yeah, that's it, Snow. And then
Did anyone get their objections to why they wouldn't want to fight? Because I was like, nah, you're all stupid.
Well, yeah, because it's if you don't fight,
you're fucked here. What are you gonna do
they're
here?
They're just gonna come and kill you. All the southern people are just gonna come and kill you. So at least
you're
if
not
you
that
fight,
far from the Night King coming this way.
Exactly, and the Night King's coming.
Yeah, we gotta keep going south.
Yeah.
So
remind me, where's Brienne gone?
The Riverlands.
Okay.
She went to get the Blackfish.
Right.
So.
I also was forgot that too.
Where's Melisandre?
She must have gone with her?
No, she wouldn't have gone with Brienne. She wouldn't have gone with Brienne. She's got to be with Jon and them, just hiding out in the camp or something.
I thought she stayed at Castle Black.
Why would she stay at Castle Black?
I don't know.
I guess she's just I don't know. Anyways, okay, so and then the dude who's like, yeah, all right, we're with you, and he walks away, and because I know Tormund says, we're not like you Southern folk when we say
No,
we're
he
gonna
says,
do something.
you're actually gonna? Do you think they'll actually show up?
Right. And Tormund's like, yeah, unlike you guys, we actually like stick to what we're gonna do.
Yeah, we're not clever like you guys.
That's right. Oh, clever. That's the word. That's right.
If we say we're gonna do something, we'll do it.
Yeah. So, Cersei and the Mountain walk in to see Lady Olenna, and Cersei's like, "I hear you're split in town." She's like, "You need to stay," and Olenna's like, "No, I'm
No.
leaving. I'm leaving."
Oh,
And Cersei's like, "We need to work together," and Lady Olenna's like, "This is your fault. You gave him power and you suck him on our family, and now shit's out of your control, and fuck you." And then she's like, "Do you remember the smirk you had on your face when they took my granddaughter and grandson away?" She's like, "Well, I remember your smirk."
bitch.
And and then, I wonder if you're the worst person I've ever met. And what did she say? She's like, living this many years, it's hard to recall.
Yeah.
Very good.
And the vile ones always stand out. They write her so
They do. They
well.
really do.
The writing for her character is perfect. And my note is, if she dies before Cersei, I'm gonna be very, very
it's
upset.
for sure happening.
Oh, I know. I just don't want the Lannisters to kill her.
Right.
I just want her to die of old age.
Right. So and then the last thing she says to Cersei, which is spectacular, she's like, "You've lost, and it's the only joy I can find in all of this misery is knowing that you lost."
And I don't know how Cersei doesn't. Is everyone's fucked up.
Yeah.
Everyone that was on their side is now no longer on their side.
Right. So
does Cersei know she's lost?
Except the
Cersei
phrase.
doesn't. Cersei doesn't know anything. Cersei's an idiot. So, Jaime and Bronn get to River Run. This again, like so many good lines in this scene. So, Jaime says to Bronn, "You have better instincts than any of my officers." And Bronn replies, "That's like saying I have a bigger cock than any in the Unsullied army."
Zing!
So they get there, and the Frey dudes are like, "Hey, Blackfish, you better surrender or we're gonna hang Edmure." And it's like, okay, cool.
Good on you.
And then they're like, so he just stands there and stares at them. And then they're like, he pulls the rope off from around his neck, and he's like, pulls the knife and puts it on his neck, and he's like, "I'm gonna fucking cut his throat. This is the knife I used to cut down your niece. Yada, yada, yada. Come out." And he's like, "Fucking kill him then. Like, go on then." And walks away.
Went straight out of the books.
Yeah.
And it's even better in the book because they talk about how they've been doing it every day.
Oh,
for
really?
the last, 10 days or 2 weeks. They trot him out, they lift up the gallows, they put the noose around his neck, and then threaten him. And then at the end of the day, they're always like, fine.
Yeah.
Take him down.
That's awesome.
So, Jaime shows up and basically says, "Okay, I'm taking over." So, because they're like, "Oh, we didn't know you were here," and he's like, "Yeah, you just let 8,000 guys come up, and you had no idea." And Bronn's like, "It's a good thing we're on your side, otherwise we'd be fucking you in the ass right now." So,
such a good line.
I do like how bumbling they make the phrase too.
I love Bronn so much. Yeah, the Freys are a bunch of idiots.
And the casting for the phrase, that casting call has got to be fantastic.
Yeah,
long droopy faces,
and you got to look really dumb.
And big nose.
Yeah, could you look dumb?
And you got to look dumb in a dumb hat.
Yeah, wait. And here's your dumb hat. Let's see if it works. Okay, it works.
No, you look too good. You can't be afraid anymore.
You can't be afraid. I might have locked myself in my computer room.
Nice.
Anyways,
If only that kid comes back with the beer.
trying to get the door to stay shut so it doesn't slam. Anyways, so Jamie says, give Edmure a bath and feed him, and the dude's like, the one Frey dude like talks back, and he's like, like,
He's our prisoner.
yeah, he's our prisoner. What do you think you're doing? And Jamie's like, if you're gonna threaten to do something, make sure that you're actually willing to do it.
Follow that shit up.
Right, and he's like right now, if I tell you to shut up or I'm gonna hit you, and you keep running your mouth, what do you think's gonna happen? And the guy starts talking, and Jamie just fucking wallops him with the gold hand.
So good.
It's amazing.
We all just got that alert.
Yep. Wow.
That's why I fist pumped earlier.
Okay.
Next episode.
Next-
Tune in to
yep,
Scotch
tune in
Sporting
to Scotch
if
Sporting tomorrow.
your nerdness also enjoys sports.
Yes.
And they were down. That's all I'll have to say.
Okay. So. Okay. So where were we? Oh, okay. So then.
We're at the Cavs score.
What?
I think we're at the part about the Cavs score.
No, it wasn't about basketball at all. So then he says, yes, get Edmure bathed and fed, and Jamie and Bronn kind of like go off on their own, and Jamie says to Bronn, get word to the Blackfish that I want to talk to him, and he's like,
I want to parlay.
yeah, he's like, you want to parlay or you want to fucking fight? And he's like, oh, he's an old man, and he's like, yeah, and you got one hand. He's like, my money's on the old guy, so. Which is awesome. So then we get this beautiful like waterfall and this very nice castle. I'm like, ooh, where are we? This is new. And we are at Bear Island.
Bear Island.
Bear Island, House Mormont. So they're asking the Mormonts for help. Where's Jorah? Like, we need Jorah. Oh right,
Yeah.
he's got fucking grayscale.
He can't
He
because he has
can't.
grayscale. Did you forget so quickly?
How could I
you
forget?
in one episode?
How could I forget? So, so they're like, and this little like 10-year-old chick's got a lot of attitude.
Oh, that's good. This is good. This is good little child acting.
She is good. So she says, they start like, hey, you guys have always supported House Stark, and and John's like, oh, I knew your uncle, he was Lord Commander, and she like keeps shutting them up, like, whatever. And then she's like, she says, you're Jon Snow, not a Stark. And Sansa's like, well, I'm a Stark. And the little girl's like, well, are you a Stark? Or she's like, well, you're a Lannister or a
Sick
Bolton? Because there's like conflicting reports. And Sansa's like, I did what I did to survive. So then Davos pipes up. And so here's a question. Do people trust Davos because of his accent?
I wrote in my notes. Hold on, I need to read this to pull this up. Davos could read the phone book,
Right.
as the expression goes,
Yeah.
and I'd be like, yeah, okay, where do you want me to fight?
Yeah, where do you want the
Sure.
men? Where do you want the
Also,
dudes?
what do you need me to sign? Because, okay,
Yeah.
he's just, it's the accent, it's the trusting eyes.
Right. Is it the... Sorry.
He hasn't
do it
reminded
this way.
us of that in a while.
No, it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
He's just, yeah, I think it's the actor's brilliant.
He's
played the
fantastic.
character perfectly.
He's
but yeah,
fantastic.
he could say anything.
So he tells
Died
her,
with the Germans
like...
in 1939. Like, yeah, that sounds okay.
He tells her that the war isn't this small thing that's happening right now. That the real war is against the wild... Or the White Walkers? Wow.
The real war is against the dead.
Right, and the Night King, and so, this divided North can't stand against the Night King. We need to be together.
So, rumors, this is my question in this scene. Are we to assume that rumors of the White Walkers have reached
The North.
at least the North?
Right.
Because people, at least she is, seem all too accepting of.
Right, especially when you go to when we talk about last week when Sam and Gilly tell his family like, hey, he killed a White Walker, and he says, there's no such thing as White Walkers.
Well, and we still get people with the dragons that are still like, stupid. No.
Dragons. What is this? A fucking
Dragons.
So
I guess,
next you're gonna tell me that there's smoke monsters that come out of ladies' vaginas and stab people?
Please, idiot. Go to the cells. So are we to assume that she was really quickly convinced because she was a kid, or word of the White Walkers have
I
reached?
think word of the White Walkers in the North, because I think the North are more superstitious anyways.
So the North, because we had old Nan telling stories
right,
about the
and
Walkers,
they're way more likely to believe that. Whereas the Southern people are all fucking, hipsters with their scarves and their beards.
And their stupid hairdos, which we'll get to.
Okay, I can't wait. So, okay, so she's like, fine, we're in. And they're like, okay, well, how many men can we count on? And she's like, she leans over to her master of arms, and they whisper for a second. And she's like, 62.
Oh.
62. Okay. And then what I love is Davos is like, she's like, every man from Bear Island is worth 10 mainlanders. And Davos is like, if they're half as ferocious as their lady, the Boltons are doomed. So I love Davos so much. Okay, so then we get the Jaime and the Blackfish standoff, and so Jaime walks across the drawbridge.
There are a lot of good. I think one of my favorite lines so far this season is in this scene.
So the drawbridge comes down, and Blackfish comes walking out, and I just love it. He looks at Jaime's like Kingslayer, and Jaime's like Blackfish. So Jaime's like, listen. Surrender. We'll let all your dudes go. Because if you don't, we're gonna siege and we're gonna kill every single one of you. And Blackfish is like, he's like, we'll kill hundreds, right? And Blackfish is like, well, we'll kill thousands of your men.
Yeah, like we're all gonna die. We're
right.
gonna take down a bunch of you.
Yeah, and he's like, and Jaime's like, the war is over, and the Blackfish is like.
About this, if I can pause, I had a note about the war being over too, and a question.
Okay.
Is it? Who thinks it is? Whose war is over?
The War of the Five Kings is over.
Yeah, but there's still almost civil war in King's Landing.
Yeah, but
there's
that's
still a war
different.
in the North.
That's different. There's no war. The big war is over. War. He's talking about the Stannis, the
Red Wedding.
Right, that war. That war's over.
So his war is over.
His war is over.
The war isn't over.
Right.
Gotcha.
And then, so then the Blackfish is like, well, as long as I'm living, the war isn't over. He's like, this is my house. This is where I was born. This is where I'm ready to die. And then he's like, we have provisions for 2 years. Can you, do you got 2 years to hang out outside?
Does. Go ahead. We'll do 2 years.
Yeah, go ahead. So what was your favorite line?
Jaime saying, so if you're prepared to die and you don't want to talk, then why?
Oh, why did you? Yeah.
Why did you even agree to this? And his line was these are just boring.
Yeah. And he's like, I wanted to size you up, and I'm not impressed.
Yeah, that was a great zinger, but just sieges are boring.
Yeah.
Just wanted something else to do.
I just wanted to talk to somebody
that
wasn't a fucking
wasn't
Frey.
A river runner or a weaselly, skinny Frey.
So then we got Sansa and Jon visiting the Glovers, who are out, which is the gist. They're like, no, the Boltons helped us get our lands back when the Ironborn took our castles, so we're not going against that. And Sansa's like, hey, you swore an oath to the Starks, and that if we called for help, you would help. And so he's like, my brother was lord of this castle when Robb Stark called the Bannermen, and he swore to the King in the North and died. And when he was off fighting for your brother. The Ironborn took our lands and threw my
And
wife.
you didn't help us, and
Yeah. Where was your king in the north then? So, fuck you. We're out. Basically. Was there something else there? No. Oh, he says House Stark is dead. So. Then my note. Poor Theon. Why would you take Theon to this place of all places?
So good.
Okay, so this scene makes up for the ridiculous lack of boobs that have been happening this season.
Yeah.
How many boobs did you count, Tyler?
I think I counted 18. I'll have to go back and rewatch, but
18.
I'm pretty sure there was 18.
And
I included ones in the background.
Right,
man.
of course. You have to.
well, you're up there with a little magnifying glass.
I think I see one in the back.
I think those are tits.
Good thing I got a 4K TV.
50-inch screen. We're good. It's all good.
So we find out something very, very important.
Yeah.
Yes. Yara digs chicks.
She likes the titties.
Yes.
I believe
scene-
she said, I'm going to go fuck the tits off this.
Fuck the tits off this one. And I actually wrote that down. So, I like this scene because, okay, my other note is who's counting the boobs. That was my other note for this scene. But,
You're welcome.
so she's like, she pours Theon a beer and she's like, drink it. He's like, I don't want to. She's like, drink it. And so he takes a drink, and then she's like, you need to find the real Theon. She's like, I need you. And she's like, if you're not going to be Theon, then just cut your wrists and be done with it.
Well, yeah, I had an issue with this scene. But,
really?
yeah, she said, if you're too broken to move on.
Right.
If you are too messed up in the head, then fucking kill yourself right now.
Right.
But my note was just that, Theon's a POW, essentially. Not essentially, he is a POW.
Right.
Yep.
Give him a break.
But she's right.
Off.
But she's right, though. He needs to... I get it. He's had a rough go of it. Some of it was brought on by himself, though.
That's true.
So I have a hard time having sympathy for him when, if he didn't go to Winterfell, none of this would have happened to him.
That's true.
So
Fair point.
He's
none
the
of
one
this wouldn't have happened. None of this would have happened to Sansa. None of this would have happened
right.
to Theon.
He's the one who decided.
Yeah.
He's the one who decided. I'm gonna go to Winterfell. I'm gonna do this to prove to my dad that I'm Ironborn, and he's the one who fucked up. So, and yeah, he might have been coaxed into it a little bit, but again, he didn't need to do any of that. Especially when he swears to Robb right before he leaves. But anyways, I digress. What I do like is that she's like... And then it seems like by the end of the scene, he was...
That switch had been flipped.
Yeah, he kind of okay, yeah, I can be Theon again.
Yeah, in the TV world, we need to speed things up, and clearly all you need to get over depression is just a good beer.
A bunch of beers. So, and then she's like, we're going to Marine, we're going to find this dragon lady, and we're going to...
we're gonna make a pact.
And we're gonna take back our home. Awesome. So now we know.
Before I have intercourse with a girl.
But now we're gonna go fuck the tits off this one. Which poor Theon. Because Theon's like, I want to fuck the tits off something. Oh, womp womp. So. Then we go back to Jon and Sansa and Davos, and they're in the same spot where Stannis made camp right before he went to Winterfell.
Let's reuse a scene.
Let's get that same set from last time. So they got their camp up, and dudes are fighting wildlings because obviously no one can get along, and they're counting the men, and they don't have enough men, and. So they're like, oh, we need to go, and Sansa who was saying we need to go talk to more people?
Yeah.
And Jon's like, no, we need to get Winterfell now. We need to go now.
Yeah.
Because, I guess they'll know that they're coming, I guess you want to get there as fast as possible.
But and that's what John was saying, right? Like the Boltons know you're here,
Right.
right? So it's either we go fight them now or we fight them and lose and they come after you anyway.
Right. So she sees the maester and the Mormont little girl is there for some reason.
Why not?
Yeah. So
Come on, little girl.
Well,
yeah, come to war.
62 dudes are there, you know?
her 62 dudes, and she'll probably kill Ramsay herself.
Good.
So where was it? Oh, okay. So she sees the maester with the raven, and she's
Yep.
like, I'm gonna send a letter. And I was busy typing that I looked up late. It didn't say who she was sending it to, right?
It did say
I think
who
it's
was going-
obvious.
But it's obvious that she's sending it to Littlefinger.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
I think it has to be.
And it's gonna be like, oh, sorry, I was a dick.
Need your help.
We really need your men. So now here's where I'm worried. Because
Oh, well, I think Littlefinger comes.
we trusted Littlefinger once, and what happened?
Yeah, oh, I know.
I'm really, really, really worried about this. Because they need a mic drop, they need something crazy. And he started the craziness. This is not good. This is not good.
Well, you know what I think the mic drop of the season is going to be.
I do know what you think the mic drop, but that's a good thing. This show doesn't do good things.
Well, no, it's not a good thing because
I get it. No, yeah.
she's crazy and completely changed and kills people.
Right. Okay, I guess.
So you think it's a good thing, but it's actually a very
bad thing. Right. All right, so then we go back to Ian McShane, and he's telling the stories of how he was a bad dude, and he sounds like the Hound. Like everything he's saying sounds exactly like the Hound.
Yep.
I did shit for people. I killed people. Hey, go kill these people. Okay, go steal that stuff. Okay, and he's like, now, I'm gonna, with whatever time I have left, I'm gonna do some good in this world. And he's like, it's never too late to come back. And he looks right at the Hound as he says it, and as he says that, these three dudes come riding in on a horse, and they're like, hey, we need stuff.
Yeah, we need basically whatever you...
What do you got? We need it. You got food? We need food. He's like, well, you can have dinner with us. But, yeah. So, because then they said they protect people.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, who do you protect them from? I don't know. Anyways, I was kind of confused until at the end the dude says, all right, well, be careful because the night is dark and full of terrors.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I kind of
obviously-
figured they were the Brotherhood without banners, and then when they said that, I was like, oh, yeah, okay.
So, in my head, I had always thought the Brothers Without Banners were good guys.
They start good,
But they're
which
not.
is why I think the mic drop will be what it is.
Right.
They
So-
start good. They start as essentially a vigilante organization when they're being led by Beric Dondarrion.
Right.
And then they get taken over by not Beric Dondarrion.
Right. Okay.
And then turn into a
Oh,
raving pack of lunatics.
You are absolutely right. You're right. The mic drop. There's not a doubt in my mind now.
They're just setting
There is
up.
not a doubt in my mind. They are setting it up.
The worry was always because there's a lot of backstory about the mic drop that we don't know yet.
Right.
But now this season has been filling us in on Brotherhood Without Banners are no bad guys. The Freys are back and they're shitty. Like, it's just
Right.
lots of...
Okay. So, the Hound, he's like, he's not trusting these dudes. Anyways, they leave. So the Hound is chopping wood again, and Ian McShane comes in and he's like, hey, come on, come have some food. And the Hound's like, nah, I gotta chop this wood. It's gonna be cold tonight. And he's like, oh, well, I think I got some ale, you know. And he's like, all right. So then
I'll be there in a minute.
Then it goes to Arya. So Arya's walking wherever, and some dude's talking about. Now, what was he talking about?
The Ironborn are in Slaver's Bay.
He was talking about the Ironborn being in Slaver's Bay, and I'm like, oh my god. So this is great. So Arya's gonna like go and find Theon, and she's gonna be like,
son of a bitch.
She's gonna be like, hey Theon, you fucking prick. And then he's gonna be like, no, we're cool. Come with us. And then I'm in my head, I'm doing all of this in my head. Like, oh, she's gonna go with them. She's gonna go and meet Daenerys. This is gonna be amazing. And then she throws the coins at the dude and is like, oh, I want to go home. And I'm like, oh, well, scratch that.
Yeah,
then,
I thought that too.
And then
I thought she was gonna be like, are you Westerosi?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me more.
Right.
No, are you Westerosi? Okay, take me home.
Take me home. And then throws another bag of coins and says, we're leaving at dawn. All right, cool. So she starts walking away, picks up the coins and says, I'll see you in the morning. Starts walking away, and then an old lady shows up beside her, and I'm like, oh, this old lady is up to no good.
Oh, yeah.
And, and
hold on,
like,
there's an old lady creeping on you in the background.
And at first, from the far shot, like, because it was still kind of blurry, it looked like the magician dudes, the warlock dudes from Karth. That's who I thought it was, like with like a head thing on, and then as it cleared up, I'm like, oh, it's not that dude, but looks like him. So then she's like, oh, hey, little girl, and fucking stabs her in the stomach. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And then I'm like, okay, it's a dream. It's just a dream. It's totally just a dream.
I'm just dreaming. I'm gonna wake up.
And then she falls into the water, and Waif takes the mask off. Obviously, it's Waif, which surprised no one. So Arya comes like, and the Waif like looks for like 10 seconds, then walks away, and it's like,
there.
Yep, job well done. So Arya comes up, gets out of the water, and is walking down the street, just bleeding out, basically.
My note for this scene is Bravosies are dicks. Because
right,
that was no one being like, are you okay, bleeding little
you're
girl?
A child, and you're bleeding. But we're going to let it go.
This is fine. My note was they also have stupid hair.
Yes.
The women had really dumb...
Yes.
That little
like weird braids, yeah. So, alright. So then we go back to the Hound, and he's drinking some ale, because he's just finished chopping wood. And what's better after a hard day's work?
Oh, well, beer, obviously.
Cold brew. So then he hears screaming. And I'm like, oh, those fucking bastards came back. And everybody's fucking dead.
One single scream is
No, there was a few screams.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But everybody's dead? Okay. And then fucking they got Ian McShane hanging from the fucking thing. And then so my note is 48 minutes if we count Ian McShane, but we don't because he was just introduced. So we have another episode with no deaths.
Yeah, no major character death.
Right. So, yeah, we have all these, like Ian McShane's a big deal, but they didn't even say what his name is.
No.
So...
he's some kind of Septon, that's for sure.
Right. So, and then we get the credits, and, yeah.
Clegane grabbing his axe.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he grabs the axe, that's right. He's going to go...
heads off.
He's going to split some fucking skulls. Oh, God, I'm so happy he's back. Oh, my God, I'm so happy. So... okay, do we have any prognostications type stuff that we want to talk about?
Where is the Hound heading?
Well, obviously he's heading to the Brothers Without Banners, but he doesn't know where they are.
Kill him.
I don't think.
That's what he wants to do.
Like, we don't even know where he is. We just assume it's got to be near where he was.
Why on earth would he be... No, I didn't mean that angrily. Why would he be heading to the Brotherhood Without Banners?
To get revenge.
He's never been about revenge.
but he grabbed the axe in an
I think
angry
he's
way.
always been about survival.
In an
I think
angry
he's
way.
always been about survival.
Yeah. So okay, so if
Where does
he's
he
not
go?
going,
North?
if he's not going for the brother without banners, where's he going?
Does he
What
keep
makes sense?
north?
Back to King's Landing? Get
Or
hype.
he's not, well, it would
Good
make
game,
sense.
Bulls.
Like it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Get
Maybe.
hype.
Well, we'll try.
The hype is real.
Okay.
Oh
So
my God.
okay, how does Arya get out of this mess?
I
Who
don't know.
saves her? Well, someone said so. She's not going to die.
No, I don't think she is either,
I think she will eventually,
but not now.
but not this season.
She's too. Her story. It doesn't make sense for her to die now, right? Like
No.
it's like, yeah.
It was too easy.
Yeah,
like
no,
this-
yeah. Storyline wise, it doesn't make sense for her to die right
It
now.
was way too easy. So she survived somehow. I don't know how.
Jorah. He's in the area.
Ooh.
Someone grabs her and saves her.
Okay.
We know the Ironborn are in Slaver's Bay, which is close. Maybe Theon grabs her.
Maybe, but I don't think it's that close though.
Someone look up where is Slaver's Bay. I can see Tyler typing right now.
Gross. Looking.
So Jorah's in the area,
Right.
ish. Theon and Yara are in the area.
Right.
She's too far. Is it Syrio?
Oh, that would be spectacular. What
Let's
do we
just bring
say?
back
And then
all
he says,
the
"What do we
characters."
say to the god of death?" And
Not-
she's like, "Not today."
Is this the new greatest theory? I've just
You made my day.
and just giggle like a little schoolgirl until next week.
Oh man, get hyped for
If
Syrio.
everyone, we just need to do like a joint promise oath.
Mhm.
Everyone have a shot of something
Right.
nearby.
If
It
Syrio,
needs to be at least 40%, but it
Okay.
can be the hard alcohol spirit of your choice.
right? I think all
If
I have
it's
is rum in
no-
the house.
You knock it back.
Okay, I'll just get the whole bottle. Ah. All right.
Did you find out where Slaver's Bay is?
I'm trying to find out where Bravos is now.
Well,
I know where
if you get a map of,
Slaver's Bay. I'm trying to get a map right now. It's not.
man.
They're not very clear.
Game of Thrones map images. Okay, so Slaver's Bay.
Is that little? So if you see the Dothraki Sea, you go south. That's Slaver's Bay.
This is so small. Why can't I get one that's a fucking? There we
That's
go.
what I'm
high
saying.
high resolution. Give me something.
Yeah, CSI this shit. This is the nerdiest I think you've ever been on this podcast. Both of you looking at maps.
Poring over maps.
If Game of Thrones podcast couldn't get nerdier, it's cartography Game of Thrones podcasting.
Okay. Slaver's Bay is where? Where did you say?
Okay, so you see the Dothraki Sea because it's right in the middle.
Nope.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Does Daenerys find her?
Oh, I see Bravos. Bravos is the very north spot on the northwestern corner of.
Okay, then Slaver's Bay is nowhere near Bravos.
Okay, so there you
Okay.
go.
So if Bravos is that tip up there,
Yeah.
if you go south and then east, that's Slaver's Bay.
Okay. Yeah, that's no good. Oh, I see it. Yeah, there's no way.
No.
So it could be.
Jorah could make sense.
If they're in Slaver's
Because-
Bay, that means they're practically at Marine.
Yeah, they are at Marine because the Marine is that tip in the
They
inside.
got there really fucking fast.
Yeah.
Gonna need a montage.
Montage.
Well, they have.
So it's.
Apparently.
So yeah, Jorah's close.
Yeah, Jorah could be close.
Daenerys.
Daenerys, I don't think is.
No, they would be going the other way.
She's going the other way.
Oh,
She's
okay.
Marine.
Sorry, she's not going back to Marine. Is she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Where else was she going?
to Westeros.
No,
Yeah,
not yet. She's got to go to
Westeros.
Oh. And then Syrio is the only other one that makes sense.
Oh man.
Or
Yep.
it's just Jaqen, and he's like, "This was your final test."
You think? I don't know. I don't know about that.
Or maybe it's Jaqen and he's saying, "Screw it, I'll save you and get the fuck out."
Yeah, I don't think so.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know how she's gonna get out of this though.
Well,
It's
next week's episode's called No One,
Yep.
so it's got to be about her.
Oh my God, you're right.
And it's gonna be her running through the streets.
Right.
We haven't seen that yet.
So, all right. Do we have anything else that we want to mention?
Yes, I had my theory that I said remind me.
Right. Remind you.
So
Hey, what's your theory?
I read this online and I was like, I never thought about this. I think this is mostly from the TV shows, so I want to try and do this every episode. I read the Reddit threads for A Song of Ice and Fire, which is mostly book nerds, and then Game of Thrones subreddit. So one of the theories I think that was on the Game of Thrones is Tommen needs to die.
Yes, and soon.
And we all remember, I think it was at the beginning of last season, how Cersei had the prophecy that all her 3 kids would die. So we know Tommen's going to die.
Yes.
So the theory is, how is Tommen going to die? And this takes credence away from the Clegane Bull get hype. Yes.
I have a theory on how Tommen dies.
What is yours?
Okay, so it's kind of involved. So Tommen
This
Cersei,
one's crazy, but it makes a lot of sense. So
Tommen and Cersei are talking about things and having a little bit of an argument. And Tommen says some shit about Cersei, and the Mountain grabs him and fucking smashes him.
Very similar
Okay.
to this theory that I read.
All right.
It will be the Mountain that kills Tommen.
Right.
Because Tommen, through his religious zealousy, becomes an enemy of Cersei.
Right.
Like, not
and
actually,
just
like, Cersei still loves him.
He doesn't even say any. It's nothing. Yeah. It's just he's right because he's programmed that
it's
her
like
enemies.
The Simpsons episode with the robots when they go to Itchy and Scratchy Land, look at the people and it's like human, and then they look at the mouse and they're like Itchy, kill. Like this is the same. Like I think right now Tommen is programmed in his eyes as good guy,
right?
But as he becomes aligned with the High Sparrow.
I like it.
The Mountain. So then the other really interesting part of this is Qyburn.
Right.
And I don't think it was mentioned in the show, but it might have been. This is his back history. He was in the village that was slaughtered and cut down by the Mountain.
I did not know that.
That's his apparent history, and he was nursed back to life by Robb Stark's wife, whose name I blank on because she was terrible. Tysa, something.
Talisa. How am I reminding you of names? How far we have come.
Boobs.
I know.
Boobs.
So she, and so why then is Qyburn allied with the Lannisters now?
So he, and so he could flip.
So he isn't really loyal to the Lannisters, is the interesting... So he's kind of set up the Mountain to be this killing machine, because he doesn't give a shit. So he's kind of working from the inside. So if the history of Qyburn is accurate, that I read, and I'll need to go...
Okay, so you read this on
I read this
theory?
Theory that explains this. So I'll go after this podcast and read about his history.
Okay.
But if he truly was... banished and his village and whatever by the Lannisters, why is he serving them now? Like, that flip was too soon.
Right. Yes. It doesn't.
Unless he's just like, I want to make zombie people, and I will go with whoever will let me make zombie people.
Maybe. I say Tommen gets poisoned like the other 2 children.
Oh. I mean, it's consistent.
Climactic. So that's why, that theory kind of takes away from the Clegane Bull get hype.
Right.
But I guess it could still happen. Like Cersei's still put up, and it's still.
Cersei still needs to have her trial by combat. That's right.
But yeah, that's the theory is the mountain, and I like that you thought of that too, which means they're kind of hinting at it.
So okay, so the other thing is, me and my coworkers have pretty much all come to agree that King's Landing is going to be burned to the ground by the end of this season.
Yeah.
We might be wrong about the timing, but that...
I don't know by the end of the season, but yeah, I think King's Landing will be made irrelevant.
Yes.
And why do you have that theory?
Well, because, first of all, when Daenerys had her vision, and this is way back, King's Landing was ashes.
Did you point that out in our Slack chat, or?
Maybe, I don't know.
Did I might have read that too, because people thought it was snow, but it's...
Right, but it's not snow, it's ashes. And Cersei's going to go crazy after Tommen dies. That's what's going to happen, and she's going to burn the city down. And we don't know if it's going to be like... Because, like, we haven't heard shit about Dorne since episode 1.
Good.
And, no, but I have a feeling that Dorne's going to attack while all this other shit's going down. So Dorne's going to attack, and then you've got the Faith Militant doing their shit, and she's going to be like, you know what? Burn the whole fucking city. And then everybody fucking dies. So that's our running theory at work.
I like that.
Yeah.
Qyburn history.
Yep.
Qyburn is among the Northern and Riverlands prisoners at Harrenhal when Clegane abandons the castle and has all captives put to sword.
Wow.
Qyburn, however, survives the injury at his throat and awakens in the castle taken by the Northern Army.
That's right. We know that. This happened in the show.
This happened in the show. So
Holy
now he's
fuck.
working for the Lannisters is a
You're
little
right.
bit...
It makes no sense. And we just accepted it because it's like, oh, he fixed Jaime's hand.
Yeah, it's something we completely forgot about. And then when we remember it, it's like, oh yeah, wait a second.
God, this show's so well written. All right. We've gone pretty long tonight.
It's exciting times.
It is.
See,
very
this
exciting
podcast
times.
is thrilling.
It as boring as you thought the episode was, which I didn't think it was. Maybe it's just that there were 18 boobs in it.
And no way.
Oops.
Yeah. So, anybody got anything else quickly before we run?
Nope,
No. Okay. Oh,
next week?
quickly. We got to do death times for next week. No one won this week since no one died. Unless
Hey, I said no one.
You didn't say it twice, did you?
I doubled down.
Did you? Oh my God! Fuck. Oh.
That's why I was so excited.
Okay.
When you said Ian McShane didn't count.
I didn't write down last week's numbers, but you're right. You did win. Okay, so next week, people are gonna fucking die for sure. Next week. Tay, what time you got?
Jesus, because I still think there aren't any kind of mid-level characters left.
Right. So now it's meat and potatoes time. It's real people that you care about. Deep in your heart.
40.
40 minutes? Okay.
And Braun.
Oh, don't do that to me. Come on.
I don't think Braun's making it out of this.
Oh, man. All right. Tyler, what do you got?
I was going like 49.
Okay. So right at the end?
I'm not calling it.
You don't want to make a double or nothing?
Nope.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go safe then. I'm going to go 22. And I'm going to go... Since you said Bronn, I'm going to say Tormund.
Yes.
All right.
If it's just wave or something, it's going to be irritating.
Yeah, I will be upset if it's just wave.
That counts though, right? She's
Of course. Of course. Okay, so thank you for listening this week. Make sure you subscribe to us on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, YouTube. Follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and hit us with some of your theories. We want to hear what you think. What do you think of our crazy theories? Let us know. Anyways, we'll catch you guys next week. Have a good week.
Bye.